The Matildas are set to get their Olympics campaign underway this week. Welcome to the big preview. My name's Lockie. This is Coast Watch Football, where we cover all things Australian football, A-League, Socceroos, Matildas, and so much more. This is very exciting. The Matildas obviously entering another Olympics campaign. We finished 4th last time around. And we've got a really tough group stage coming up. Hopefully we do have a successful tournament, but we're going to have to get through the likes of Germany, Zambia, and USA first. It's going to be a really, really tough test over the opening couple weeks in this tournament. 3 teams who all featured at the Women's World Cup last year. 3 teams that possess a lot of quality. And we're going to talk about the matchups and how potentially we could see the Matildas line up for these group stage matches. Obviously, we've got some injuries heading into this tournament, so a lot of discussion around the squad in regards to that. First of all, Australia's Olympics record so far, a little bit mixed. We had a couple of times where we just did not qualify at all. Made the quarterfinals in 2004, the quarterfinals in 2016, and of course had our best finish so far in 2020, finishing in 4th place. That was, of course, the Tokyo Olympics that did take place in 2021, of course. For our opponents, this is how their record looks, as well as their rankings. Germany, of course, 4th in the FIFA World Rankings. Some head-to-head form. We've only met Germany a few times over the years. Not a team that we're super familiar with. But they've had great success in Europe and especially when it comes to the Olympics here. As you can see, 3 bronze medals over the years, a gold medal for them in 2016 as well. And then it doesn't stop there. USA, they've been so strong, obviously not only when it comes to the Olympics, but World Cups and all that. Plenty of gold medals there, a bronze medal in the last Olympics as well. Of course, the Matildas losing out to USA in that bronze medal match from the previous Olympics. Zambia, they made their Olympics debut back in 2020. They made the group stage in that tournament, didn't progress through from the group stage, so they are featuring in their 2nd Olympics. So 3 tricky opponents against Germany, USA. It's going to be really tricky, man. 2 opponents who we struggled against, we haven't had too much success against, especially in recent years. I think if we could try and snag draws out of those matches, that would be decent. Maybe a draw from the Germany game would be all right, considering the injuries that we have at the moment. Try to get a win maybe against Zambia, but they possess a lot of threat on the counter-attack. If we lose that first game against Germany, it all of a sudden gets really, really precarious in the group stage. And here's a look at the current setup for the Matildas heading into this tournament. But of course, there's plenty of injury clouds over a number of players. But of course, as we know, 18-player squad with a handful of alternate players who can come in if we do have players missing. Of course, Arnold and Micah in goals, Carpenter, Hunt, Polkinghorn, Kennedy, Caitley, and Torpy to play across that back line. Of course, a lot of these players can play a variety of positions. Someone like Caitlin Torpy is very versatile, so they're not necessarily stuck to these positions. Obviously, they can rotate around. Gorry, Van Egmond, Cooney, Cross, and Wheeler are midfield options. Fowler, Yallop, Ford, Rasso, Vine, and Heyman. So plenty of versatility. That's the positive thing. I think we've got plenty of players who can play a variety of roles. We think back to that friendly match against Canada last week, where we did see Claire Willer, who's traditionally more of a defensive midfielder, slotting into left back, and she actually had a really decent game. Sian Fryer started that Canada game and scored the only goal for the Matildas in that match. I think if there's injury clouds still maybe around Ford, or even someone like Steph Catley as well, we could see someone like Sian Fryer shift back in, because she was so impressive in that Canada game, and with her pace that she has, bombing on down that left-hand side, that could be really, really dangerous for us. So there's certainly plenty of combinations that we could see from this mix of players here. Those other injury clouds, though, that we should talk about. Tegan Micah was one of the players who did not feature in the Canada game due to injury. Steph Catley was probably the biggest out, as well as Caitlin Ford. That was another huge one. Good to see Katrina Gorry back from injury, but we had Tamika Yallop missing as well. And I'm curious to see what Tony Gustafsson does choose to do in the striker position. We did see Courtney Vine start that Canada game, and he has talked about how he enjoys having a couple of different styles of strikers. You've got Courtney Vine, who's not your traditional number 9, really good at sort of making runs in behind, whereas Michelle Heyman, sort of back to defenders, a little bit taller, a little bit stronger maybe, Michelle Heyman. So I think we will see Michelle Heyman start the first game against Germany, maybe Courtney Vine to come off the bench if we need something different. But look, hopefully that we see these players fit. Especially on the left-hand side. If we have both Ford and Catley missing on that left-hand side, that's a huge blow for the Tillies and their hopes in the Olympics. So fingers crossed, just these players get fit, but at least, we do have some decent players in the alternates list to slot in if we need. But drop your thoughts in the comment section down below. How do you think the Matildas will go in this Olympics tournament? What's our realistic expectation? I think seriously, with the quality that we have, if we can get through the group stage, anything's possible. To achieve a medal, it has to be the gold this time around. 4th place last time around. Really disappointing to miss out on even just picking up that bronze medal. We have to aim for at least one of those medals to be, one of the final 4 in this Olympics tournament. Has to be the goal for this Chile side. That, look, don't get me wrong, despite all these concerns around the injuries, there is so much quality and class in this side, and they certainly do have the potential to get it done. But as I mentioned, drop your thoughts in the comment section down below. Stay subscribed for more Tilly's content throughout the Olympics tournament. My name's Lockie, this is Coast Watch Football, and I'll see you in the next one.